Yele.
Hi, Christy. Hi, Tech.
Tech, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, wonderful. I think it's working out now. Hello, everyone. Sorry for all the mess, but we're here now today. Let's get started. Yes. Hey, this is Christy from Binance Labs, who'll be hosting the AMA today. And I have Yele and Tech, who are my teammates from Binance Labs on the line together. Tech, do you want to go and introduce yourself first?
Sure. Hey, this is Tech. I'm a partner at Binance Labs. Hi, everyone. What else did I say? Well, I've been an engineer, a product manager, and an entrepreneur in my past life, and I've been with Binance and Binance Labs for the past 10 months, and it's been amazing. Thank you. Go for it, Yele.
Thank you, Tech. Yele, would you mind introducing yourself too? I don't think Yele has a good connection.
Why don't you introduce yourself, Christy?
Yes. Hello, this is Christy from Binance Labs. I'm hosting the AMA today. I'm Korean. I'm dialing in from Korea at the moment. I am running the incubation program within Binance Labs, which we'll be talking about today. And we have Yele, who is actually dialing in from Nigeria, Lagos. And I think he's having some bad connection at the moment, but we'll soon have him back. Cool. Now we're repeatedly talking about Binance Labs incubation program. Many of you will be thinking what that is. And last time, actually, we had our first Twitter AMA done by CZ, but we're not CZ, right? So I believe many of the folks on this line don't really know what Labs does. So I just want to give a quick overview. You guys let me know when it gets boring, okay? I think we have Yele back online at the moment. While we're having Yele online, Tech, do you mind explaining what Binance Labs is?
Sure. So Binance Labs is essentially the venture arm of Binance, the exchange. And our mandate is to help the crypto ecosystem grow and thrive in a healthy way. And we kind of engage with the ecosystem and the crypto community in a few different ways. The first is that we make direct investments into projects and startups. And we've been doing that for the past 10 months or so. In the past quarter, we also started an incubation program. And the purpose of that is to help very early stage teams and projects with pretty much all the aspects of getting a project off the ground and eventually go to market and achieve growth and sustainability. And I think, like Christy, you touched more on the incubation program, right, in this AMA. And then we also started a fellowship program this year to kind of support talented developers and researchers who may have a good idea for a project that may be better off as an open source project because a business model is not immediately apparent. So we give out small grant in the form of a monthly stipend, and we help the project cultivate an active community. And then if a commercial idea comes out of that, we can incubate it with our incubation program. And that's pretty much what the Binance Labs is in a nutshell.
Yes, thank you, Tech. So basically, Binance Labs is a venture arm. We do mainly three things these days. We do direct investments, we do incubation, and Tech just explained what the fellowship program that we're ready to launch is about. I think we have Yele online at the moment.
Hi,
Yele,
everyone.
are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Yele. Do you mind introducing yourself? We've been waiting
Okay,
for
sure.
you.
So hi, everyone. I'm Yele, and I'm the latest member of the Binance Labs team. I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria, and my mandate is about developing the blockchain ecosystem out here in Africa. And we're doing sort of like an incubation program as well, running the first chapter in Lagos, and it's really exciting to be involved in building this ecosystem from the ground up.
Thank you, Yele. So today we're going to focus talking about the incubation program, which we actually launched in San Francisco last October. We are having our season 2, so that's actually the purpose of this AMA today. The incubation program, which we launched last October, is a 10-week on-site program that we designed to help the top entrepreneurs in blockchain to deliver something as soon as possible with a product market fit. So we launched the first batch of teams last October. They've worked together, gathered up in San Francisco for 10 weeks, and have been working towards delivering a working product with product market fit. And thankfully, everyone were able to deliver a working product during the 10 weeks. And we were simply amazed by how quickly people can biddle things. So we call these teams biddlers. I think CZ has been using that word pretty often these days. But basically, we are willing to build the strongest network of the biddlers in the early stage crypto scene. I think my team has organized some questions beforehand after collecting some questions through Twitter. So we might want to go through the questions first, and then let's go through the open AMA questions. I feel you guys have a lot of questions here. First question up is from DF Koradini. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but Yele, I want to give this question to you. On incubation, for those who have just started, in what area should we focus? Team, financing, project scalability, all?
Okay. I think the focus really is on building your product and trying to get product market fit. So that's sort of what we're trying to do at the incubation program. We think like there's a lot of projects that have been built in the last 18 months, but very few focus on product market fit and actual usability. And so that's sort of where Binance Labs incubation program differs from, just a traditional VC fund. And so we focus on PMF, and we also look for very strong technical teams that can actually build the product and move as quickly as possible during that time period.
Thank you. Hope that answers your question, DF Koradini. The next question was by MBG Buzzer, and I want to give this question to Tech. What are the main functions in addition to recruiting projects carries at Binance Labs within the ecosystem?
All right, thanks, Christy. So as I explained earlier, we engage the ecosystem in with a few programs. So we have the fellowship program, which where we give out grants to developers with an idea, but not necessarily a business model around the idea. They can go ahead and build a software and put it in open source for other entrepreneurs to use or other projects to use. And then if there's an idea, a project that has a potential sustainable business model, we'd like to incubate them through the incubation program. And then if the project has graduated from an incubation program or is further along in its path towards like traction within the community or even a business model, a sustainable business model, we will engage them through a direct investment. Direct investment in a project. So I think those are the three ways we engage with the community.
Wonderful. The next question was by Steve Chow. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. How many projects will be accepted in each region? Let me answer this question. It really depends on the quality and the quantity of the application. We're still getting application at the moment. It's still open at binancelabs.co. But I do expect there are going to be less than 5 projects per region, but it really depends. So we'll be finalizing when we're done with the application review, which we're still conducting, and then we'll see how it goes. The next question was by Mr. Or maybe not Mr. Okay, at Bitcoin only. I want to ask Tech this question. What specific business models are Binance Labs interested in helping? dApps, SEO markets, on-ramps, gaming, gambling, banking, loans, finance, leverage, trading, etc.
So to be honest, we are very open-minded as to the business models or ideas that we would like to incubate. But the one general guideline that we would like um, founders or entrepreneurs to focus on delivering the benefits of crypto and blockchain towards solving real problems, alluding, as Yalit has mentioned, we are very focused on projects or founders with a mindset towards product market fit. So a lot, during the incubation program, we'll be helping a lot on both, the go-to-market strategy as well as iterating on your product or solution towards that goal.
Wonderful. I hope that answers the question. The next question was by @justchars. Is it possible to join Binance Labs without seeking Binance investment? Just need the brains and resources. I think this kind of relates to how we see our investment and what investment means for us. But I think when we become an investor, it's more like us becoming like a supporter. It's gonna be more like us becoming a partner for you guys. So it's just aligning our interests with with the team's interests. So when we actually help out the incubation program projects, we're not just making investment, but we're aligning our interests by making investment and helping out so that the teams bootstrap and figure out product market fit as soon as possible. So short answer is no, because we are becoming a partner to you guys by becoming an investor. But yeah, we certainly are there as soon as you guys are into the incubation program. Those were the questions that we compiled beforehand. I think we want to answer some questions that come up often as well, which is, how is incubation program different from pure investment? Yele, do you want to answer this question?
Sure. So the main difference between sort of like the incubation program and direct investments is around the fact that, number one, you're joining a cohort of other entrepreneurs and projects building towards demo day or business day at the same time. And that creates sort of like a sense of family and camaraderie that you don't get as an individual or independent project. We also do our very best to connect you to the strongest sort of network of mentors and advisors that will be very difficult for you to have access to without being in the incubation program. And then obviously this is the second season, so you're going to get plugged into our alumni network of over 8 projects that are in season 1, and also a global network of entrepreneurs and projects that gives you a very broad perspective of what's going on across the blockchain world. And then finally, we're doing our Bidless Day in Singapore, and we expect 100+ investors who will be there to listen to your pitch and also invest in your projects. So we believe that the incubation program for any early stage project is actually the best platform in the world for you to come and build your product and achieve product market fit. And then finally, you get to sort of like work day in, day out with the Binance Labs team, which are some of the very best individuals in the crypto space. So those are my key reasons.
Very cool. Yes, I think that's the difference between incubation program and pure investment. The next question was, what happens during the incubation program? I'd be very happy to answer this question. So what happened? I'll talk based on what happened during season one. So basically, the incubation program is 10 weeks program, and in the beginning, week one, we have the opening day where all the teams gather up, all our mentors gather up together, and we talk about what's going to happen for the next 10 weeks. During the 10 weeks, we have mentoring sessions, which is not just Binance Labs ourselves, but we have mentors across different sector expertise, mostly mentors who understand what crypto is very well, but also come from the startup world, knows how startups are formed, know how business development works, talks about growth and user acquisition, and also technical support around crypto as well. And then we also have weekly fireside chats, which happens weekly in the evening, where all the teams gather up, and then we'll have a weekly fireside chat guest come in who could be or could not be mentors, who would be talking about a specific topic, either around general startup advices or on crypto or blockchain. For season one, we had people such as Will Warren from 0x, Vito Gard from Electric Capital, or Gary Tan share their insights about crypto and would give feedback about up to the teams as well, so that they can build more personal relationship, which I think is also very, very beneficial for the startups, not just during the incubation program, but it's a beginning for them to really build the network necessary. And I see them becoming like a real mentor going forward. So, and we end our incubation program with the so-called Bidlers Day. We call it the Bidlers Day because it's not just hodling, but it's all about bidling. So because people have been bidling something very meaningful for the past 10 weeks, we will invite over strategic partners, strategic investors in a very private setting. So all the project teams will be pitching what they've been working on for the past 10 weeks. And they've been working on stealth mode for the past 10 weeks, but they will finally come out of stealth and be public. So that is basically what happens during the incubation program, or at least for season one. For season two, we are actually operating across different regions. We're gonna do it in 6 different regions, 6 different cities. And Tech here would be in Berlin. Yele is gonna be in Lagos, Nigeria. Myself will be in Singapore. So for the first 7 weeks, we will be all distributed. Every lab's teammates will be running their own chapter in different regions. And then in the last 3 weeks, we're all going to gather up together in Singapore. And for the last 3 weeks, we will be working towards a Bidler's Day together. So that's what happens during the program, if that answers your question. And then the next question was about, does all teammates have to be physically be in the region during the program? Tech, do you want to answer this question?
Sure. So we require 2 members of the founding team to be co-located in the selected location of incubation, at least during the first 7 weeks. And then, as Christy mentioned, the last 3 weeks would be in Singapore. We think that it's a good idea to have kind of FaceTime with your fellow cohort members in the incubation. I think a lot of interesting and creative collaboration or business development opportunities come up when team members or fellow core members interact in their when they're not working, and also there's peer support and kind of peer accountability when you're together working towards a goal at the end of the program.
Yes. So not everyone has to be there, but it would be good to have at least 2 teammates during the program. I think this is a very core question. Everyone has been asking this question. Yele, what do you look for when you're choosing the teams?
Okay. So I think like I said earlier, we really care about sort of utility and builders actually building products that we think would be adopted by a lot of users. So when we're looking at an application, we're trying to think and say, is this something that solves a problem? Is this something that people want? Um, but then corollary to that, it's not just about having an idea or having like an MVP. We're looking at the quality of the team and we're like, can this team execute against the vision or the idea that they have? And so, making sure you have sort of domain expertise or like the right skill sets to build the product or the application is essential. Um, and then, I think it's also a plus when a team has thought around sort of how do they get this product into the hands of users and sort of thought about distribution and customer acquisition. Then finally, I think in Web3 and in crypto, community is very important. So the companies that tend to do really well have, are very good at building a community, whether that's around both developers or like actual users. If a team has shown that they can develop a community, then that's like really, really strong. And when you do have like a token, we want to make sure that this is not just something that was added on for the sake of fundraising. So it is actually sort of essential to incentivize the entire sort of like different set of participants in the network. So really, really strong token economics is also very essential. I think those are the 4 to 5 key points that I personally look for when looking at a crypto or blockchain project.
Hope that answers your everyone's question. I've been also asked this question very, very often. But yeah, I think it's very similar across our different investment vehicle as well. But I think we have a stronger focus in teams in general for the incubation program as well. The next question is it too late to apply for the incubation program? And the answer is, of course, no. You're not late at all for the application. We're still getting application at financelabs.co. Many people actually do email us saying, I have applied at labs.binance.com. But in order to be considered as a candidate for the incubation program, you need to apply at financelabs.co. Sorry that it's very confusing, but you need to apply until end of February. That's when our season 2 application is open until. And then the next question is, what kind of support can I get from Binance Labs? Tech, do you want to answer what kind of support people can get?
Sure. Besides the obvious financial investment we make at the beginning of the program, as Christine mentioned before, each location will have a set of mentors that the incubees could book office hours with to ask for advice, to ask for referrals, and maybe intros to people they know. Of course, the lab's team members, all of us, are also by default available for office hours and advice and anything like that. Also, our portfolio companies that we invested in, the founders are usually also our mentors, so you can access them as well. At the end of the program, though, we have a Builders Day in Singapore where we invite, the best crypto funds out there to hear the pitches from all our incubation companies. And then we provide, ongoing portfolio support after the program to help with fundraising, to help with anything that we can help the incubation companies succeed in their respective market. Anything to add, Christy?
I think, yeah, in general, we're trying to become your partner. I think one of the takeaways from the season 1 incubation program was that we as finance try to be your first customer. we try to at least support you to acquire your first batch of users, and that not just includes user acquisition, but we really sit down and help you guys try to figure out how you can do your business development, how you can get a very meaningful partnership outside of just a simple MOU, how you can think about your users and how you can adapt your product or your business strategy according to your user feedback. I think it's simply how much time that all the Binance Labs team and the mentors really spend with the project team one-on-one to help them out figure out the product market fit as soon as possible. I think the key differentiator of the Binance Labs incubation program in general is that because the reason why we started the incubation program was because we were frustrated how we don't really see the innovation happening. We don't really see people building something that people need and want. We really focus on the essence of what startup really means, what startup is supposed to be doing, which we think is building something that the users want. And so we really encourage people to go out, biddle, and then go out and talk to your users and test it out, and then come and biddle again. So I think this kind of iteration happens really quick during the incubation program. And because you're not the only one going through the process, you will have other batchmates in the season together who are going through the exact same process. And we as Binance Labs are also, I think Tech Yele and myself all have experience founding and running a startup ourselves. So we really sympathize with how difficult it is starting a company, building a product, and talking to users is always very nervous, but also very exciting moments. And we are there to share the moments together. So I think that's what the sort of the support that you can get from Binance Labs.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes, please.
So Binance, the exchange itself is a business, and sometimes the companies we incubate is providing a service or product that the Binance exchange itself could potentially use. So we try to introduce them to the right teams within Binance to get them to look at the product and also get feedback, or potentially also dog food the service as early adopters.
Right. Yep. Let's go on to the next question, which is, are there any differences for applying to different regions? Yele, do you want to give it a shot?
Of course, Christy. So I think what we've tried to do in terms of sort of how we've set up the different chapters is to actually sort of take into consideration the unique strengths of each director. So to give sort of like a more concrete example, in Lagos, in the Lagos chapter, there is a very strong focus on connecting sort of the old financial infrastructure to the new world of like crypto and blockchain. So it's really focused on driving the adoption of blockchain and cryptocurrencies across the continent. And so the mentor network is a combination of like Web2 very strong financial of fintech entrepreneurs, sort of like top execs in banks, as well as some of the top African blockchain projects. And so it gives a founder who comes into that network, immediate access to the types of people that he needs to, really scale their project or their business. And so we try to do the same thing across all the different chapters. Like Tech is probably the most technical one on our team, and he and Flora are going to be leading the building incubation chapter. So the difference is we try to sort of connect, what we believe should be happening in that particular region with the entrepreneurs, and then we connect those entrepreneurs with the very best support network for them. But in aggregate, the project teams can connect to like the global mentor network, and obviously we then connect everybody at the end of the program in Singapore.
Yes. Tech, do you have anything to add on what are sort of the projects that you look for in Berlin, or any specific focus you have for your Berlin chapter?
Yeah, so I again, for me personally, I like to remain open-minded and let the entrepreneurs come up with ideas. Usually, the most, like the ones that are most unexpected sometimes are the ones that really
Right.
you know get adoption and
Mm-hmm.
traction within their user base. So but I would expect that Berlin and San Francisco chapters would attract more technical projects, more protocol level projects.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm pretty open-minded, so anyone's welcome to apply to those locations.
Wonderful. Yeah, and in Singapore, where I'll be located, I think our focus, obviously, because we in Hong Kong are in the financial hub, where we're in Asia. We're looking forward to see more innovations happening in the financial products. So that is, I think we do see a lot of application coming out in that sector and vertical as well. But again, I think from when I reflect back about the season one, we did also have our own investment like pieces, like the verticals that we looked for, but we ended up where with ideas that we did not expect investing in as well, because first of all, we always think we want to bet into founders who actually are more creative, have thought about the problem harder than we did, and there were teams that were simply amazing, and we thought there were teams that are best suited to solve that problem as well. So I think that's what happened for season one and will happen for season two as well. Another question was, I hope we're not boring you too much. I saw a question asking if this is a recorded version. No, this is not recorded. We're doing this really live. We are looking at all your questions. Please don't leave. We'll be answering your questions as well. But the next question was, how do I write a good application? Thank you, Tenant01 Randy. You're not boring. Okay, I'm not boring. The question was, how do I write a good application? There are a lot of people who say the application, they want to write something as much as possible so that they convey their passion, they convey what they're actually doing to the Binance Labs folks as much as possible. So there are some teams who like write paragraphs of paragraphs. But actually, I think actually the core of what makes one of the characteristics of a good founder is the ability to share their ideas in a very concise and simple way. Try to be as concise as possible. Just hit the core, get to the point straight ahead. And then I think the ideas are pretty much clear. Binance Labs, we really, really go through all the application one by one. There is no chance your application will be missed. Just give it a shot. The entire purpose of having the incubation program and why we're getting online application is because it's basically expanding our funnel. We want to enlarge our opportunity to talk to as many teams as possible. So hope everyone joins and applies for the incubation program. I see Tech and Yelle left our call. I don't know what happened. They dropped out. Okay, they're joining again. Lots of technical issues. But I think they're back now.
Hey guys,
Tech and
sorry,
Yelle are back.
I'm back.
Yes. Yes, they're back. Yes, I think that pretty much sums up our questions that we have prepared. Is everyone still there? because we want to open up the floor for the AMA for the live chats. Please remember that we are giving out free Binance hoodies today for people who ask great questions. Don't forget to enter the giveaway to the tweet, but we're looking at your questions. Tech and Yele, if you see any good questions that you want to answer, please bring them up.
So Bitcoin Brian asks, if we didn't get in season 1, could we reapply?
Mind answering that question?
Sure, go for it.
No, go for it, Tech.
Yes, I think the answer is yes, right?
Yes, the answer is yes. Why is it so?
I'm sorry?
I think people, there are many reasons why people are not accepted in season 1. First of all, we had a very high competition. It might not necessarily be your fault. And we do believe that if you have witnessed a significant development between season 1 and season 2 application, which was almost 6 months, I think things would have changed a lot. If you made a lot of big progress, we will certainly be surprised how you have made such a great development over time, and also your passion, how you are serious about joining the Binance Labs Incubation Program. You have survived the crypto winter, and we'll be very, very happy to see you guys apply and join the incubation program as well. So please do apply for free applicants.
I think someone asked what the web link for the application was. And so it's binancelabs.co, www.binancelabs.co.
Yes.
That's how you apply.
Yes. There is 2 Binance Labs link. One is labs.binance.com, and one is binancelabs.co. The one that we're using for the incubation program is binancelabs.co. So please remember to apply at binancelabs.co. Yes, that is the link for our incubation program application. I see a question. How involved is CZ with Binance Labs and the incubation program? I will answer this question. Though CZ is not with us today at the AMA, I'm pretty sure he's super busy. But just to give you a background of how Binance Labs was born and how it's being run, I think that the founders of the Binance are super passionate about the mission of spreading the freedom of money. And they're very, very passionate about realizing the full potential of blockchain, which is our mission at Binance Labs. We're getting full support from the founders. CZ has been, I think we were very surprised and happy to see how CZ has been taking his time to talk with our bitlers, testing out their pitch and stuff. So I would say they're very, very much involved with our incubation program. Any other questions? I'm scrolling up. Tech and Yeller, did you see any good questions?
So I think someone, Crypto Muse asked, what do you guys look for when investing in a company? Do you invest in media companies? So our mantra is just apply. Like Tech said earlier, we don't have like, we're not biased against any type of company. So we just want people to apply, and like there's just no downside to applying, right? And so apply, and then we'll take things from there.
Cool.
I don't think you. If I get a Binance tattoo, would it increase my chances? No. Maybe.
If you get a Binance tattoo, yes, I don't think it'll increase your chances of acceptance, but I'll make sure you get tweeted.
We'll give you a hoodie though. So,
Yes.
at least.
Okay.
Billy J asked, "Is Labs investing in Bitcoin specific projects?" Tech, do you want to take that?
What's the question? Can you repeat that?
Is Labs, so Billy J asked, "Is Labs investing in Bitcoin specific projects?" So Bitcoin, I guess Bitcoin only projects.
Yeah, we're open to Bitcoin related projects as well. Bitcoin is started this whole space, so we'll definitely consider it.
Yes.
Christy Coin.
When is Christy Coin? We don't do any scams, guys. I don't think Christy Coin will have any value, so no Christy Coin. But I think we've answered pretty much many questions that were raised in Twitter, and also questions through AMA. If you do guys have any questions, feel free to email us anytime at labs@binance.com, or please apply at binancelabs.co. We're open for incubation program. Remember to apply by end of February. That's when our incubation program online application ends. And I think Tech, you're traveling a lot these days. When's your next plan for meetups? If you have one?
Yeah, there might be a meetup, in Paris alongside East Paris. I think we're planning for that. If not, let me think. Before that, there might be a few other meetups that I may not be at, but that our labs intern might be organizing in Germany, in Berlin. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll tweet it out once we're confirmed for those meetups.
Okay. Well, Labs team is traveling, but we're also online 24/7. So please feel free to reach out, and please do refer any good developers or teams that you know in your network as well. Thank you so much for joining the AMA session with us today, both Tech and Yele and all the people who've been through the call with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.